Welcome to the oldest city in America, home to the oldest masonry fort in America, originally constructed to defend against pirates, and also home to the narrowest street in America, as well as the fabled landing spot for Ponce De Leon and the Fountain of Youth. We are here in St. Augustine, Florida. There is so much to see and do in this town. Once again, I said oldest city in America, and right behind me is the fort. This is the Castillo de San Marcos. And we are here because it is the holiday season and there is so much to do in St. Augustine. They have all sorts of lights, lots of different shops. It is just a beautiful place to come if you are in the area. It's only about 2 hours from Walt Disney World over near Daytona Beach. And there is a ton of stuff to do. There are so many people here. Right off the bat, I will tell you, the biggest negative of this place is parking. Trying to find a place to park and get in here is kind of difficult. So I recommend planning ahead, and it's gonna cost you probably around $20 to park. Wow, there are so many people here. I mean, it is really crowded. I think it gets really crowded on the weekends more than the weekdays, but it is packed. And it's a lot of fun. It's got a lot of energy here. There's a lot of entertainment things going on. I figured we'd start our tour here at St. Augustine at this fort. I gotta say, it is absolutely amazing here. They've got all these sort of like cannons, mortars. I don't really know. I'm not up on ancient cannon technology, but it looks really cool. They got a bunch of different kinds here. But this fort has stood for centuries. Constructed in the 1600s, this thing has been here a while. As I said, it was a fort prior, and it just kept getting destroyed, and they eventually upgraded it to masonry work, stonework, and it has stood the test of time, repelled lots of attacks over the years, been owned by the US, the Spanish, and the British over those centuries, but it was originally created to repel pirates, and it is still here today. It is the oldest standing masonry fort in the country. This right here is apparently a furnace that they would superheat the cannonballs before firing them on wooden ships to catch them on fire. That's pretty neat. I ain't gonna lie, that's pretty cool that this is still here. You can see all the ramparts up there and parapets. Man, it's really neat. Still, they have the cannon, cannons up there as well. Obviously not in use anymore, but it's pretty neat. Now, you can tour the inside of this fort. I believe it's around $15 a person. It is now closed, so we won't be able to go inside, but that is available if you're interested. Well, we're now walking in the moat of the fort. I wanted to come down in here. It's kind of neat. It says this is a multi-use fort. I guess they could do different things with it. They could fill it up, defend, they could, I don't know, they used it for like animal grazing. That's why it smells like a barn in this area. That's kind of cool though. I never walked in a moat before. This is pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Walking in an ancient moat. I mean, it's not quite as ancient as like a medieval castle moat, but I mean, it's old, 1600s. I mean, it's pretty penny away. I'm in historic district of St. Augustine here, and this is home to Pizza Time, supposed to be one of the world's best pizzas, named #2 in the country. And there is a line from here to Kingdom Come for this pizza, and it is supposed to be out of this world. It is Brooklyn, New York style pizza, and it looks amazing. Well, as you can imagine, it is super crowded in this area here. There's lots of little shops, all sort of like independently owned shops, things that you wouldn't find in the mall. Everything is going to be totally different, and there are a lot of people here for the holiday season. There's a lot of lights going to be coming up here later on tonight. But I'm digging this little street that we're on here. It's actually really cool looking. I'm a big fan of this. I like this sort of like eclectic, small. It almost feels like a old colonial town village. It's really cool, actually. Oh, they have a medieval torture collection experience right here. That's interesting. I gotta come and check out the House of Pickles. All right, well, the House of Pickles was kind of a bust, I'm not gonna lie. All they had left was hot pickles. It looked like they had like 8 varieties of pickles, and the only ones left were spicy. Now, as I mentioned earlier, St. Augustine is home to the narrowest street in all of the United States. It is only 7 feet across from one side to the other. I decided to test it out for myself and just lay right across this thing and check it out. 7 feet. It's really cool. Well, we've now reached the water line, and there's an entire strip here that we're going to be going down. This is apparently one of the big draws for this area in the holiday season. Is all the lights and entertainment and music and things, and it really is just beautiful. Pretty much everywhere I'm looking, I'm seeing lights. I see Happy Holidays over there. I saw Merry Christmas over there. This is pretty cool. I like this. But like you can still see there's a lot of people here though. But it's not terrible. I mean, it's not. I feel like it's not any worse than being at Disney World. So if you're used to the crowds at Disney World, I think you're going to be comfortable here. It's pretty similar, I'd say. Now this is definitely a vibe. I can see why it's popular. I can see why people come here for this. I see horse-drawn carriages. Now another claim to fame for St. Augustine is it is the fabled landing spot for Ponce De Leon in his search for the mythical Fountain of Youth. They even have a Fountain of Youth museum here, sort of essentially a celebration of Ponce de Leon's travels here in St. Augustine, which I think is really cool. They even have a Fountain of Youth spring that you can actually visit and interact with, which sounds really cool to me. So I just think it's really exciting to be in the oldest city in America, with the narrowest street in America, with the oldest masonry fort in America, and essentially founded back during the times of Christopher Columbus, with Ponce de Leon being part of this. I mean, this is a historic city, and bringing it together and bringing it alive with all these lights and this food, festivities, and all of the shops and entertainment. This is a really fun experience. Wow, this place is just awesome. Look at this. It's got this little gazebo here. They've got live music setting up here to be playing here in a bit. This is great. Honestly, this little gazebo here just reminds me of the movie Groundhog Day. That little Punxsutawney Phil area. I think that looks really cool. I'm digging this like small town kind of vibe that they got here. It's really neat. And all the buildings just look so like old. You can definitely tell they're like historic buildings. Well, another first here for St. Augustine. I'm going to head on inside to the cathedral. It's the Basilica of St. Augustine, the very first parish ever created, ever built in America. The church inside is absolutely beautiful. They have done so much to it and either kept it up or continually refurbished it, but it was absolutely beautiful. And we made our way back to the strip, and it looks even better at nighttime. Got lots of lights. It's really crowded, though. Man, it's crowded. And I think we're going to stop at this world-famous Taffy shop. Let's see what they got. I see a sign that says, "Come in for one free sample of our Taffy." I mean, I'm always down for that. I ain't gonna lie. Alright, they have tons of different taffy in here. So many flavors. Regular flavors like chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, but crazy flavors like pickle, Swiss cake roll. And the one that I absolutely had to try, I picked it up, German chocolate cake. I love German chocolate cake, my favorite cake of all time. Let's go. I'm getting the chocolate, I'm getting the cake, I'm not getting anything else. But whatever, it's a decent piece of taffy. All right, well, that is going to do it for us at St. Augustine. I gotta say, I'm kind of a fan. I really enjoyed this place. I think it's got like a great small town vibe with a lot of people, though. Small town vibe, except with Magic Kingdom amounts of people, I'm assuming for the holidays, because my understanding is not normally like this. But there's a lot of stuff to do, a lot of food, some decent like quick service run in, grab, sit down, get some food, a lot of expensive restaurants. One of the expensive Mexican restaurants looked like The Walking Dead in front of it because there was so many people waiting for a table. Lots of snacks, taffy, ice cream, everything. So if you like shopping and seeing some lights and small town vibe, this is definitely a place you're going to check out. And once again, I have to say the historic aspect of this place was literally cannot be understated. I mean, it literally, everything I'm seeing, everything that I witnessed as I was walking around, it's just like these like old style buildings, old Spanish buildings, different things, because different people lived here at different points in history. And getting to see that fort was awesome. So I'm a fan, historic St. Augustine. You got to give it a try. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this content. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Are you a fan of St. Augustine? And have you been here during the holidays? I'd love to hear from you. Once again, thanks so much for watching. Till I see you next time, the noble way is the easy way. Bye-bye, everybody.